Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Craig Stammen's post-game comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
Here's the 0-1. France swings, launches it in the air, deep to left center field. Larnach is back, looking up. This one, gonna go! Second deck against his old team. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. And Ty France has put the Padres ahead 2-0 with career home run number 99.
And his 18th home run of the season. Ty France, a big 2-run homer to set the tone early as the Padres win the series opener here tonight against the Minnesota Twins by a final score of 6-2. Welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Ty France, an early 2-run home run. The Padres with a 4-run bottom half of the fifth inning to take a 6-2 lead. They go on to win by that final score. Randy Vasquez, a big story in this game. He was terrific. 7 strong innings, picks up the win, gives up just 2 runs on 2 hits. And the Padres pick up a win to begin this 3-game series and this 6-game homestand on what was a fun Friday night here in downtown San Diego. I caught up with Ty France on this MLB Players Weekend just moments ago.
Well, Ty, you got a new nickname this weekend, the Big Eiffel. So tell me, how did the Big Eiffel find some big power in the first inning?
Just was aggressive. Knew he was going to try to come in the zone, chase the sinker off, and then he left the four-seamer over the middle and just put a good swing on it.
You had the sacrifice fly to make it 6-2, but a lot of hits before that. Third time through the order, facing the left-hander. What do you feel like clicked in for the offense as the game went along?
Yeah, I just seen him a couple times through. Kind of, picked up how he was going to, throw to each guy, and each guy, took their at bat, and just we built off each other. That's all it was. It was just unselfish at bats, just passing the torch, and some good things came from it.
Randy Vasquez, 7 strong innings. From your perspective, what did Randy do well tonight?
Yeah, that was awesome. He just attacked. He came out and was aggressive, and good things happened for him tonight. And super happy for him. I know he's been grinding, he's been working. So for him to come out and throw 7 innings for us, that's huge.
It looked like your bat was a French bread, a baguette. Where'd that bat come from?
The guy, the Bat King, he makes them all, and I just tell him make it French themed, and he ran with it this year and put a baguette on there for me.
All right, not a bad first night for the Big Eiffel. Ty, thanks so much.
Yeah, you got it.
That was Ty France, the Big Eiffel, on this MLB Players Weekend. Yeah, his bat was a baguette. Pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. Ty France continues his stellar season here in San Diego. His 18th home run of the year and his 99th career home run, helping propel the Padres to a 6-2 win in this series opener against the Minnesota Twins. A player with epic SoCal views, a full bar and poolside bite, Starlight Pool at Jamul Casino Resort is pool season perfected, and day passes are available. Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. When we come back, we'll get into our full game recap, all the radio highlights for you. Go downstairs, hear from Craig Stammen coming up in just a little while as well. Again, the final score here tonight, Padres 6 and the Twins 2. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues from Petco Park after this.
Hey guys, Woods here. Stop.
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues from Petco Park as the Padres beat the Minnesota Twins 6-2 in this series and homestand opener on this Friday evening. Sam Levitt with you inside the Western Metal Building as we continue to wrap this one up. I'll tell you what, I walked inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building, about, 10 minutes ago as I was coming back upstairs from being down on the field. And I'll tell you what, something about tonight, everybody was just in a great mood. Not that they're not usually in a great mood here. I mean, typically very good mood. Don't get me wrong, here inside the loft at the Western Metal Building. But something about tonight, everybody was smiling, having a great time. Lots of noise. People even on their way out, smiling, laughing, cheering. Everybody in a good mood. Why not? On this Friday night, Padres pick up a very clean, very well-played 6-2 win to begin this series and this homestand. We'll go downstairs, hear from Craig Stammen coming up in a little bit, get to our daily awards, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, get to your phone calls coming up a little bit later as well. But right now, let's recap this one from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup tonight, Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres, rookie left-hander Connor Prelip on the mound for Minnesota. Vasquez pitched a quick 1-2-3 first inning. In the bottom half, Manny Machado hit a 2-out single against Prelip. Ty France was next.
Here's the 0-1. France swings, launches it in the air, deep to left center field. Larnach is back, looking up. This one, gonna go! Second deck against his old team. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. And Ty France has put the Padres ahead 2-0 with career home run number 99.
More of the same from Ty France. Padres led 2-0 after one. Vasquez got off to a great start in this game. 9 up, 9 down to begin his night. Padres still led 2-0. Going to the fourth inning, Vasquez found some trouble for the first time. The Twins put 2 on base. Cody Clemens dug in.
Pitch is swung on, hit in the air, deep to right field. Fernando's going back at the wall, hops up, and it hits off the top of the fence. Buxton has scored. Bell is being waved. He will score. Clemens to third, the throw in the tag, he's safe. A 2-run game-tying triple off the wall in right field, and Cody Clemens has made it 2-2 here in the fourth.
Well, Vasquez after that did a good job stranding Clemens at third base. So we were still tied at 2 going to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Prelip still working for the Twins. The Padres would rally against them, seeing him a third time through once they got to the top of the order. First, it was Austin Hayes, who worked a great at-bat. I want to talk about it more a little bit later, but Hayes, I think, may have had the at-bat of the game, really. We'll talk about it. Hayes reached on an infield single. Jake Cronenworth drew a 1-out walk. That brought up Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando swings, hits it hard on the ground, through the right side, past the diving Clemens, and into right, a base hit. Hayes is speeding around third. He'll come in to score a go-ahead RBI single for Fernando Tatis Jr., and the Pods are back ahead. It's 3-2.
Pods were just getting started. Luis Rengifo dug in.
Now Rengifo batting right-handed, lines one into left field, a base hit. Cronenworth trots home from third. Fernando up to second. Back-to-back RBI base hits, and it's 4-2.
They kept the line moving. Next up was Manny.
Machado swings. He lines it into right, and a base hit. Fernando rounding third. He's on his way. Keeshaw's throw comes into the left side of the infield. 3 straight RBI singles, and it's 5-2.
A 5-2 game. Padres would get another run on a sacrifice fly from Ty France. A 4-run fifth inning. Padres led 6-2. From that point on, Padres pitching did the rest after they put up 6 runs on the rookie left-hander Prelip. Randy Vasquez had a great outing, 7 strong innings, 2 runs given up on 2 hits. How about this for Randy tonight? He went 9 up, 9 down to begin the night. He ran into the trouble in the 4th inning, gave up the 2 runs on 2 hits, and then he finished his outing by going 1-2-3 in the 5th inning, retiring the side in order in the 6th inning, did the same in the 7th inning. So it was 3 perfect innings, a little bit of a rough 4th, and then 3 perfect innings to end his outing. Really great stuff from Randy Vasquez, who has been so much better as of late. He gave way to Bradley Rodriguez in a 6-2 game in the 8th inning. Bradley pitched a 1-2-3 8th inning, and then Mason Miller in the 9th inning, putting together a 1-2-3 frame. He struck out the side, got Keishel Buxton, and the game was left up to the Twins' Josh Bell.
3-2 to Bell. Here's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Josh swings and tips it into Fermin Smith. Strike 3 to end the ball game. Took some work, but Mason Miller strikes out the side, and Randy Vasquez leads the way as the Padres take game 1 of this series 6-2 over the Twins. Padre offense uses a 4-run 5th inning and 7 strong from Vasquez to win this game and get themselves right on track. Pods have now won 19 of their last 26 games.
Padres continue to roll. Really nice, clean win to open up this series against the Minnesota Twins. How about Padres pitching tonight? Again, Randy Vasquez started the game by going 9 up, 9 down. The Padres end the game by retiring the final 16 Twins batters of this one. It was Randy Vasquez getting the final out in the 4th inning. He ended up retiring 10 in a row to end his outing. Rodriguez a 1-2-3 8th, Miller a 1-2-3 9th, and that was that here tonight. Padres win it 6-2 as the 2 hits in the 4th inning end up being the only hits in the game for Minnesota. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Twins. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for San Diego. How about this? Padres did not have, the Padres did really well with runners in scoring position tonight. 4 for 8 with RISP. The Twins went 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Padres left 4 on. Twins left only 1 on. Randy Vasquez, the winning pitcher tonight, he improves to 9-6. It was the lefty Connor Prelip who drops to 3-7, takes the loss today. Padres improved to 69-60. The Twins dropped to 63-66. And that's the way it went here tonight at Petco Park. Another sold-out crowd, more than 44,000 in the building on a warm but very beautiful Friday evening here in downtown San Diego. Now, unfortunately, the Padres not getting a ton of help on the out-of-town scoreboard tonight. We'll have a full look at the scoreboard a little bit later, but the Phillies beat the Cardinals in 10, 7-6. The Diamondbacks leading the Reds right now in the 8th inning, 7-0. So it looks like Arizona is going to go on to win that game. Philly already won tonight. So unfortunately, Padres not creating any separation or gaining any ground on Arizona or Philadelphia. But, hey, you can only control what you can control, and the Padres get a nice win, 6-2 over the Twins here tonight. When we come back, we'll go downstairs, hear from Craig Stammen. That comes your way after this on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show on the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score here tonight, Padres 6 and the Twins 2. Still a lot to do on our post-game show. We'll hear from Craig Stammen in just a moment. We'll take a full look at our out-of-town scoreboard a little bit later, get into our daily awards here in a bit. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973. Phone number to call, 833-288-0973. The phone number to dial if you would like to get involved on this Friday evening. Hope you're having a great Friday, great start to your weekend, whatever you might be doing. If you're on the way home from the game right now, you are part of the 51st sellout of 2026. Great crowd in the building here tonight. And maybe you're just, I don't know, hanging out at home or on the way home from your Friday evening plans. Whatever you're doing on this Friday, we appreciate you joining us on the Padres Radio Network. Before we hear from Craig, I said I wanted to dive into what I thought was the most important at bat in this game. And it wasn't the 2-run home run from Ty France. It wasn't one of the 3 consecutive RBI singles in the 5th inning as the Padres jumped ahead and tacked on. But I really feel like a critical moment and at bat in this game was Austin Hayes leading off that 5th inning. Austin Hayes fell behind 0-2 against Connor Prelit in the bottom half of the 5th. He battles the at-bat back to 9 pitches. On the 9th pitch of the at-bat, he fouled off a ton of pitches. Works it. What was the count by the time he got it to, let me pull it back up here. So one thing I didn't write down. What was the count? It was 0-2, and he got it back to 3-2. Okay, so he worked it full. 9th pitch of the at-bat, he rolls one to third base. It's slowly hit enough that Lee can't make the play in time. Hayes, who runs pretty well, beats it out, infield single. Austin Hayes on first base. Couple batters later, 1-out walk for Jake Cronenworth. Then Fernando singles, RBI single to make it 3-2. Rengifo singles, RBI single to make it 4-2. Machado singles, RBI single to make it 5-2. France sac fly makes it 6-2. You had 4 straight plate appearances in the 5th inning that resulted in a run from Tatis, Rengifo, Machado to France. It all started when Austin Hayes reached on that infield single after falling behind 0-2. I thought that was an incredibly important at-bat in this game. The fact that he battled back, put a base runner on, put a little bit more pressure on Prelit, and then Prelit facing the lineup the 3rd time through when it got to Tatis, all of a sudden the Padres figured him out. And I'll tell you what, I was very surprised in this game that they, these are big games for the Twins. They came in holding the 3rd wild card spot in the American League, and they had an off day yesterday. I was very, very surprised. Again, I understand it's only the 5th inning, but they let Prelit just sort of roll out there. And once he gave up a couple of RBI singles, I was sort of waiting for something to happen. I don't even think they had anybody warming up in the bullpen. It just felt like the hook was not quick enough for Prelit. At least to me, I was surprised that Derek Shelton just let Prelit kind of get hit out there in the 5th inning as the game is basically slipping away. This is late August. These are big games. I look, it worked out for the Padres. You're not going to complain about it from a Padres standpoint, but I did not understand it from a Twins standpoint. And the Padres, to their credit, took full advantage. And again, I just go back to that Hayes at bat to begin the 5th inning, down 0-2, works it back to a 9-pitch AB, and it results in an infield single, and that started to put the pressure on Prelit, getting ready to go through the order a 3rd time through. Little moment in this game that I think played a big, big impact. Obviously, the other big impact in this game, the France home run, but also Randy Vasquez. I mean, this has been a big, big story for Randy and this Padres rotation. The fact that he's found it again. There was a period of time this season where Randy was not good. He just wasn't. I can't put it any kinder than that, and I'm sure he would say it. He really lost his way and was not looking like the guy that he looked like last year, was not looking like the guy that he even looked like at the beginning of this year, and it was disappointing because I think a lot of us had very high expectations for Randy, but boy, he's clicked it back in. And when he's had opportunities to start in particular, and I'll get into the numbers a little bit later. I want to get to Craig. He's been really good lately. And tonight was great. 7 brilliant innings. 2 runs given up, 2 hits again. Said this earlier during the game recap. He went 9 up, 9 down to begin his night. Gets into trouble in the 4th inning. Gives up 2 runs on 2 hits, but that was it. And then finishes the outing with 3 perfect innings in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So he went 9 up, 9 down, got into trouble, gave up 2 runs, and then ended up finishing his outing, retiring the final 10 batters of the game. And Padres pitching ends up between Rodriguez and Miller in the 8th and 9th, retiring the final 16 batters of the game. So really impressive performance by Randy and the Padres bullpen, and just a really good, clean win, and what you kind of needed coming home after that series loss to the New York Mets in New York earlier this week. With all that in mind, let's go downstairs here at Petco Park and hear some post-game reaction from Craig Stammen.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres skipper Craig Stammen. Served up by Sinley Food. If you've had better chicken, you must be a rooster.
I know maybe you didn't see every one of Randy's starts the last 3 years in person, but I wonder if today was, given that it was 1 inning that he lost his command and the rest was perfect.
Yeah.
Was this as, maybe as dominant as he's been, as precise as he's been?
Yeah, I think so. He was just attacking right from the get-go. A lot of quick innings there early, and then I think it was the 4th inning, right, when he gave up the 2 runs. He just got behind a little bit on those guys that second time through, but then after that, it was back to being nails, and once he got the lead, he was like, don't take the ball out of my hand. So pretty impressive outing for Randy. He's been very impressive over this last month or so, kind of a man on a mission, proving that he deserves to be in the starting rotation.
He seems to kind of sort of always have a little bit of swag for like a number whatever starter he is, but so you've seen more. Yeah,
I think so. Even more determination. I think, whatever it is, he had that great start to the season and then kind of the lull in the middle. We took him out of the rotation, and then since he's been back, since he's kind of in that hybrid role and then back somewhat in the rotation, he's like, I ain't letting this go again. So, he credit to him. He's dug deep and said, give me the ball, and I'm going to show you that I'm pretty darn good.
Tonight continued a trend of 6 runs, 2 runs, 6 runs, 2 runs, where any theories on the offense kind of being obviously overall very good, but then having these other nights where they're not?
Yeah, I think it's part of offense. It's just not consistent like defense and pitching is. And you have these ebbs and flows through the season where we were super cold and you try to avoid those as much as you can. And then we were super hot and you try to ride that as long as you can. And now we're kind of probably a little bit in the middle, where we have some really good games where we see the offense of when we were hot. And then we've had a couple games where you see the offense of what it looked like in May. And that's just part of the season. And hopefully we have more of those days where we're, the days of July than we do of the ones in May.
How do you sum up kind of how important Ty France has been to this group? You obviously signed him to a minor league deal in spring training. I don't know if you could have imagined this. You probably imagined some production, but cleanup hitter and filling that role very well.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have guessed that coming out of spring training. We knew Ty is a great baseball player. He's been in the big leagues for a really long time. We knew he was a solid player. He was going to play great first base and give you really good at-bats. Did we see him hitting 4-hole and leading our offense the way he is? I don't think so, but I think his greatest impact has been in the clubhouse. He's, been around a lot of different clubhouses. He was here when he was a young player, and he's fitting in with the guys that he's played with in the past. And I think he's taken things from the other places that he's been, Toronto last year, Minnesota last year, Cincinnati, Seattle, and brought some of that fun and that energy and that leadership into our clubhouse. And I think, his influence on those guys is pretty amazing.
How much did you enjoy that 5th inning rally, kind of giving the way each guy? No one really. There was no 3-run homer in there, but working walks, working hits.
Yeah, it was just like a fun inning of baseball where you're, hitting the holes and hitting opposite field singles and you're hitting bullets the other way, and going first to third, getting the crowd going a little bit with some energy, running the bases and scoring runs. So, those innings are a lot of fun where you just get hit after hit after hit. And, the home runs are great too, but sometimes a bunch of hits in a row are even more fun.
Obviously throwing strikes, that's every pitcher. Was it about Randy being in the zone and being ahead? I mean, he's incredible when he does that, and then when he does it, he can be the other way.
Yeah, I think the biggest part is just trusting your stuff. and understand. You get to a point as a pitcher where, you think, I got to hit the corners, otherwise I'm going to get hit. And there's times in the season where you feel like if I throw it over the middle, it gets crushed. And then you've just got to finally be okay with yourself. Like, here's my stuff. It is what it is. I'm throwing it over the plate. Whether you hit it or not, we'll figure out the end when it's the end. And I think Randy's finally come to grips with, I'm just going to trust my stuff and see what happens. And he's seeing a lot of success from it right now.
That was Padres manager Craig Stammen following this 6-2 win for the Padres against the Twins in this series opener. Sam Levitt back with you on our postgame coverage from Petco Park. Our postgame coverage is always brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Couple of things I want to get to here, and I will have a little Ty France not monologue, but I'll show Ty France some love here in a second, but I'm going to hold off on that for just a moment because that was a good question there from AJ Cassavell. I just want to hammer home the point of how much better Randy has been, Randy Vasquez, and particularly in the opportunities he's had to start games. I mean, tonight was his finest. You know what? He went 7 scoreless innings. It was either his finest or second best outing of the year, just as I quickly jog my memory and look back in the game logs, because he had that 7 scoreless innings with 3 hits given up against Colorado. But I got to tell you, Randy was so in command tonight. He just lost it a little bit in the 4th inning, but he was perfect aside from that. It's right up there with his best start of the year. If it's not, it's probably his second best. 7 innings, 2 runs tonight. The last time he started the game, he went 5 innings, 2 runs, given up on 2 hits. And the start before that, to begin August, 6 scoreless innings. That was that game against Arizona. So you look at it, his last 3 starts, and I'm not counting the last outing he had in Cleveland, which was not a start. He was already behind 2-0 in that game when he came in. It was 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits. He was not as good. But you look at his last 3 starts, he's pitched 18 innings and given up 6 hits, 4 runs, but 6 hits. That's it. And he's walked 2. I'm sorry. You know what? He's walked 1 in those 3 outings, in those 18 innings. Been really good when he's had opportunities to start. And I'll tell you what, it will be interesting to see what the Padres do with their rotation and with Randy when Joe Musgrove presumably comes back. Now, Joe is going to make another rehab start here coming up. We heard from him today. Everything's going well. He's going to make at least one more rehab start, but it's certainly looking like Joe's return is imminent in the next week or 2. I don't know what day that'll be. I don't know if this is for sure going to be his last rehab start, but you've got really only one spot. I mean, King is not coming out of the rotation. I don't think Buehler's coming out. Mize isn't coming out. Ray's not coming out. So Randy, who's pitching really well, is coming out of the rotation. Again, it may be as simple as, and he's going to go to the bullpen, or I don't know, would they consider maybe something like a 6-man? I don't know. This would be very late in the year to do that with the games being this important. But it is an interesting scenario because all of a sudden something has happened that I don't think we could have. I mean, you certainly could have said, yeah, that makes sense that Randy's going to figure it out again. But let's be honest, a month and a half ago, it didn't look like Randy was going to be doing this again. So all of a sudden they now have a little bit of a situation, I think, when Joe comes back of, okay, what do you do with your rotation to fit Joe in now? And Joe's going to get fit in. So it is interesting to think about. That's a question I think I'll ask Craig at some point, in the next week or so. They are in a little bit of an interesting situation because, man, it's going to be hard to boot Randy from the rotation the way he's pitching right now. So, look, they'll figure it out. It's a good problem to have. Certainly, they'll figure it out. But it does create a little bit of an interesting scenario there. All right, before we dive into Ty France a little bit more, what do you know it? Ty France had a home run, 3 RBIs, but he also made a big impact with his glove, as he always does so many nights. Let's hear tonight's scoop of the game.
What was the most crucial defensive play in today's game?
Throw to first is in time.
This is the scoop of the game. Served up fresh by Brewster's Real Ice Cream in La Mesa, the official ice cream of the Padres Radio Network. Roll through their drive-thru, download the app, and get an additional free scoop. Brewster's Ice Cream, the best ice cream in San Diego.
Here's a 1-1. Clemens rips it to the right side. Diving stop. France to his right. Has it. Feeds Vasquez. In time. 2 down. Oh, big night already. Ty France.
Great play by the Gold Glove first baseman.
Yeah, Ty France, more great defense, taking a potential base hit away from Clemens in the second inning. That was just moments after he hit the home run. Ty France, that's been another huge part of his game and his value to this team. He plays a Gold Glove caliber defense at first base, no doubt. It's stellar. It's absolutely stellar, and he's got better, over the years. We've talked about it with him. If you've heard our interviews with him pregame throughout the year, we had one really good conversation, I remember, where we talked about his improvement defensively. This guy has worked incredibly hard at his defense, and man, oh man, does it show. He has been tremendous defensively at first base all year. Let's just focus on Ty for a second here, and then we'll go to break. We'll get into some of our other awards. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973. Phone number to dial, 833-288-0973. Ty's numbers overall now, after tonight, 293 batting average. His OPS is 874. 18 home runs, 17 doubles, 55 RBIs. And oh, by the way, he plays a tremendous first base. Okay. I'd really have to look at it, and I've got to see how many starts he's made at first base. And I don't, I haven't thought about it from a Gold Glove standpoint this year, but forget games played, forget what the other competition is. That guy, his quality of defense this year is a Gold Glove first baseman. I don't care what happens. He's been that good. So I do factor that in just in the overall picture with Ty. It is a remarkable story this year, what he's done. He showed up on a minor league deal. Let's be honest. He showed up. It's kind of a cool story. Maybe he would make the ball club. It certainly wasn't a guarantee when he showed up at spring training. Let's not forget, it was not a guarantee at all that he would make the ball club. Had a good spring. It was a nice story coming back to San Diego. It come up with the Padres. It bounced around a ton. This guy has been unbelievable. When you think about guys that have shown up to San Diego in the last 5 years, let's say, and they've had a lot of guys that they've, signed for very little money and contribute in big ways, right? Donovan Solano, David Peralta, list goes on and on. I'm going to forget names here of guys. Trying to think back to last year, 25. You get my point. Guys, veterans that they pick up. AJ has done a really good job in this department. Okay, now, other than Ty, the guy that I think about is Jurickson Profar. Remember, Jurickson Profar was incredible in 2024. Now, a lot has happened with Jurickson since 24, but he had 280, 839 OPS, 24 home runs, 85 RBIs. He had a 3.6 WAR in 2024. Okay, Ty France again right now, 293, 874 OPS, 18 home runs, 55 RBIs. And again, the defense is incredible at first base. I think at the end of the year, it's going to be take your pick. And by the way, Ty entering tonight was already at a 3.2 WAR for this season. So he could finish with a higher WAR than Jurickson did in 24. He's been unbelievable. I'm serious when I say I think this may end up being even better than the Profar year in 24, which was out of nowhere. This is unbelievable what this guy is doing. Again, the offense and the defense. So I keep thinking about the Profar season in 24 because that's what rings a bell to me when we're watching Ty France. Obviously, very different players. I'm not making the comparison player-wise, but when you talk about a guy show up in spring training that you had no idea what you were going to get from him, Now, I think Profar's position on the team, remember, Jerkson had been a Padre recently when he showed back up in 24. Now, I think Jerkson's position, you know, he had more of a secure spot that spring training than Ty did, for sure. So, look, I think this Ty France season is rivaling that Jerkson Profar season. I really do. I mean, we're getting to that point now with what he's doing. I mean, he's been this team's MVP. I mean, seriously, you could very well make the argument that Ty France has been this team's best player. I mean, that's how good he's been. So, and you heard Craig talk about it as well. He's been a tremendous presence inside that clubhouse. He's a good teammate. He's a good team guy. He is. So it's been terrific. It really has. I mean, what a story this is with Ty France. And he's earning himself money next year. I mean, look at what he's doing. Look at the defense he plays. So good for him, man. He's a good guy, good teammate, seems to be really well liked, really good fit on this team, and he's having just a marvelous season and had more big moments here tonight. Home run, sac fly, great play at first base. I mean, it's every night. It's every night. He seems to have 2 hits, provides power, drives in runs, plays a Gold Glove first base. He has been tremendous. What a story Ty France has been in 2026. I told you I was going to kind of love on Ty for a little bit there. So there it is for you on our post-game coverage. All right, when we come back, we'll get into more of our daily awards. We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up as well. Phone number 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Phone number to call. Padres win it 6-2 against the Twins on this Friday night. Our post-game coverage continues after these words.
Jack Murphy believes in
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score here tonight, Padres 6 and the Twins 2 as the Padres come home and continue their winning ways. Padres went 3-3 on the road trip to Cleveland and New York. But as we mentioned, in the beginning of the broadcast tonight, still they had entered today winning 18 out of 25 going back to July 24th. So now here tonight, 19 of 26. So, I mean, it's been a really great run. And since July 24th, the best record in the majors in that span. I do want to point out one more thing about the France Profar comparison, if you'll let me. One more very important thing that I should have pointed out initially, and the point was made to me. It's a really good point. Ty France has 328 at bats so far this year. So what's he going to end up with? Somewhere over 400, right? Calculated. There's 33 games left after tonight. Is that right? Tonight was 129. 33 games left after tonight. So he's at 328. Jurickson Profar had 564 at bats. I mean, Ty is going to end up with more than 100 at bats less. I don't know where exactly, but I don't know, 100 to 150 at bats less, somewhere in that range than Profar. I mean, I'll tell you this. I think Ty's having the better year. I mean, I don't know how you can look at it any other way. I mean, this is even more so than the Profar year. And again, the comparison, at the end of the day, really, who cares about the comparison? It's really not that important. I just keep thinking about it. I mean, he's doing this in way less at bats, and the defense, way less at bats and the defense. It's been tremendous. So that was a good point pointed out to me during the break. It's a really good point. 564 at bats for Profar in 24, ties at 328. I mean, and his numbers are going to end up, I mean, he's already at 18 home runs. He's at 55 RBIs. I mean, he may end up with less home runs. We'll see. Profar at 24, and he had 85 RBIs. He's probably not going to get 85 RBIs, 30 in the next 30. He could. I mean, if he goes crazy, the home runs he could pass, we'll see. It's going to be close. He's going to be in the same ballpark, but he's going to do it in a lot less at bats, and the defense too. So not that it really matters, but it's been tremendous. It's been unbelievable. Let's tell you about tonight's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, brought to you by San Diego criminal defense attorney David P. Shapiro. We help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Learn more at davidpshapirolaw.com.
Relief pitcher of the game here tonight can go two ways with this. Bradgley and Mason Miller both were really good. Retired the side in order. Bradgley did in the 8th inning. Mason Miller, though, struck out the side, did it against the very top of the Twins lineup in Keishel, Buxton, and Bell in the 9th inning. So we'll give it to Mason. Could go either way. Both were really good. Perfect innings. But Mason struck out the side in a non-save situation. And by the way, if you were wondering, well, why did they bring in Mason in that spot? You may not have realized it. He hasn't pitched a ton lately. If you go back to August 12th, he appeared in that game against Minnesota on the 12th, which was the Wednesday day game, that crazy day game where the Padres walked it off. That was the Campusano walk-off hit. Before tonight, he pitched once. I mean, you may not realize he pitched once on the road trip in those 6 games. He pitched on Tuesday night in Queens. That's it on the whole trip. So with the off days, you had to get him into a game, get him some work. I get it. It was a close enough game. You don't want Mason sitting around. You do want him to work. So I get it. It's a little bit of it's not a safe situation, obviously, but that's why. If you're wondering, why was Mason in a 4-run game, not a save situation? Why would you quote unquote, not that you're wasting them, but like, if you want to say quote unquote waste them in a non-save situation, the reason is he has not pitched much at all lately. He pitched once on that whole road trip. So with the off days, it's just not a lot of work. So that's probably why, and not a big deal. Look, I do think also this time of year, as we get deeper and deeper into the season, and these games are so crucial, you're going to see this more. You're going to see, Craig, I would imagine, look at a 4-run lead and say, I really don't care if it's a save situation or not. This is a close enough game where we're going to Mason and we're going to use him and we're not going to wait, for another day. So I get it. And just hasn't pitched a lot lately. So I would imagine that was a big part of the equation. Miller coming in for the non-save situation in the 9th inning today. Let's take a look at the Padres' heart of the order.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the heart of the order. Presented by Palomar Health Medical Group.
Heart of the order here tonight, Manny, France, and Merrill, 3, 4, 5 spots. Machado, nice night, had the base hit in front of France's home run in the 1st inning. RBI single as part of the 4-run 5th. So 2 hits for Manny, and RBI, a run scored. Ty France had the home run, sac fly, 3 RBIs for Ty. Jackson Merrill had another offer tonight. He also struck out 3 times. That's been the one negative offensively lately, has been Jackson. He had a really quiet trip, and he had a really quiet night here tonight. I just want to go back a little bit here on Jackson to zoom out a little bit. Give me a second here as I pull it up. So since the start of that last road trip, Jackson is only 2 for his last 25. So look, he had been so scorching hot. It was, bound to come down to earth a little bit, although he's in a skid right now, 2 for his last 25. So hopefully Jackson can, he's striking out a lot too, 13 strikeouts in those 25 at bats. So that's all right. It's all right. Hopefully Jackson gets it going tomorrow. He had been so hot, it was bound to go through a little period of cooling off, although he really has cooled off as of late. Hopefully Jackson bounces back tomorrow, gets it going in the middle game of this series. When we return, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll have our play of the game. We'll replay our conversation with Ty France one more time for you. If you want to squeeze a phone call in, 833-288-0973, the phone number to dial. Padres win it 6-2 over the Twins to win this series opener against Minnesota. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
Stay tuned.
Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here tonight, Padres 6 and the Twins 2. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. We'll get to our play of the game. Hear from Ty France one more time before we go. But right now, a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We have two games going on right now on the West Coast. Pirates and Dodgers are tied at 4 in L.A. in the eighth inning. O'Neal Cruz just tied that game in the top of the eighth inning with a 2-run home run to tie it at 4. So they're still tied at 4, eighth inning in L.A. Cubs and Mariners tied at 5 in the top of the 10th inning in Seattle. Alex Bregman hit a game-tying home run in the 9th inning, his second of the night. So they're tied at 5 in the 10th inning in Seattle. Everything else has gone final. Brewers beat the Braves 2-1 in Milwaukee. Jacob Mizorowski threw 6 scoreless innings for the win in that game. Phillies beat the Cardinals 7-6 in 10. Alec Boehm, a walk-off 2-run triple in the bottom half of the 10th inning to win it for the Phils. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 3-1 in New York. Spencer Jones, 2-run shot in that game, his 7th home run of the season. Red Sox, as Rafael Devers returned to Fenway Park, they beat the Giants 6-4. Wilson Contreras, 3-run home run in that game for the Red Sox. Devers also homered in that one in the 4th inning. Solo shot, his 26th of the season. Marlins beat the Nationals 3-2 in Miami. The Orioles beat the Rays 5-3 in Baltimore. Dylan Beavers hitting a home run in that game for Baltimore. How about Pete Alonso, his 30th home run of the season in the 5th inning in that game, 2-run shot. White Sox beat the Mets 6-4. They walked it off on the Mets. Jake Rogers, walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom half of the 9th inning. The 4th home run of the game for Chicago. Miguel Vargas, Randall Grichuk, Colson Montgomery, home runs in that game for the Sox. Royals beat the Tigers 5-2 in Kansas City. Royals hit 3 home runs in that game, including Vinny Pasquantino going yard, his 8th of the year. Astros beat the A's 4-0 in Houston. Rangers beat the Angels 2-1 in Arlington in 10. Guardians beat the Rockies 9-1 in Colorado. And finally, D-backs beat the Reds 9-0 in Arizona. Jordan Lawler, 2-run home run in the 2nd. Eduardo Rodriguez, 5 2/3 scoreless innings, picks up the win for Arizona. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday. So where do things stand in the wild card race at the end of tonight? Well, as far as the Phillies, Padres, and D-backs, everything remains the same because the Phillies, Padres, and D-backs all won. So Phillies holding on to that second wild card spot. They have a 2-game lead in the Padres, who have the 3rd and final wild card spot. Again, Phillies hold the tiebreaker, so it's really like a 2.5-game lead, however you want to put it, if you will, just so you know. D-backs remain 1 game behind the Padres for that final wild card spot. Cardinals lost today. Remember, Phillies beat them, so the Cardinals did drop a game. So it's a little bit of good news. 3.5 out. Marlins 4 out. Pirates 6 out. And so on. But everything as far as the trifecta that we've really been paying attention to lately between Philadelphia, San Diego, and Arizona, it remains status quo. Padres trailing the Phillies by 2 games for the 2nd spot. Padres have the 3rd wild card spot. Arizona right now 1 game back of San Diego. Final score here tonight. Padres 6, Twins 2. Let's hear tonight's play of the game.
1 bounce, 1 hit, 1 pitch can be the difference between victory and defeat. What was the most important play in today's game? This is today's play of the game. Presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Restoration and Flood. We know how.
Here's the 0-1. France swings, launches it in the air, deep to left center field. Larnach is back, looking up. This one, gonna go! Second deck against his old team. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the 1st inning. And Ty France has put the Padres ahead 2-0 with career home run number 99.
France's 18th home run of the year got the scoring started. The Twins would tie the game at 2. Padres putting together a 4-run fifth inning to take a 6-2 lead to go on to win by that final score. I caught up with the Big Eiffel on this MLB Players Weekend right after tonight's win.
Well, Ty, you got a new nickname this weekend, the Big Eiffel. So tell me, how did the Big Eiffel find some big power in the first inning?
Just was aggressive. Knew he was going to try to come in the zone, chase the sinker off, and then he left the four-seamer over the middle and just put a good swing on it.
You had the sacrifice fly to make it 6-2, but a lot of hits before that. Third time through the order facing the left-hander. What do you feel like clicked in for the offense as the game went along?
Yeah, I just seen him a couple times through, kind of picked up how he was going to throw to each guy, and each guy took their at bat, and just we built off each other. That's all it was. It was just unselfish at bats, just passing the torch, and some good things came from it.
Randy Vasquez, 7 strong innings. From your perspective, what did Randy do well tonight?
Yeah, that was awesome. He just attacked. He came out and was aggressive, and good things happened for him tonight, and super happy for him. I know he's been grinding, he's been working, so for him to come out and throw 7 innings for us, that's huge.
It looked like your bat was a French bread, a baguette. Where'd that bat come from?
The guy, the Bat King, he makes them all, and I just tell him make it French themed, and he ran with it this year and put a baguette on there for me.
All right, not a bad first night for the Big Eiffel. Ty, thanks so much.
Yeah, you got it.
The baguette, I love that. Ty France, big thank you to Ty as always for joining us after tonight's game. All right, what's on tap for tomorrow? Padres take on the Minnesota Twins in game 2 of this 3-game series. Pitching matchup tomorrow, right-hander Casey Mize on the mound for the Padres, right-hander Dean Kramer, who the Twins traded for at the deadline as well. He takes the mound for Minnesota, so a couple of trade deadline acquisitions going at it for both these teams tomorrow. First pitch tomorrow, slightly earlier at 5:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage will begin at 4:40 from right here inside the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. As always, if you missed any portion of our postgame coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast, available on the free Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Look at the final totals here tonight for the Padres. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 4. For the Twins, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left on 1. Winning pitcher here today, Randy Vasquez, who improves to 9-6. Losing pitcher was Connor Prelip, who drops to 3-7. Time of game, a quick one here tonight, 2 hours and 9 minutes. And the crowd at Petco Park tonight, the 51st sellout of 2026. What a fun Friday evening here in America's finest city. The crowd here tonight, 44,293. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 5:40. Pregame coverage begins at 4:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from Petco Park. In the final score here tonight, the San Diego Padres 6 and the Minnesota Twins 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening. See ya.
Thanks for joining us